Hello everyone, LRon here with part 48 of my NGN Dark Souls run. And I guess this kind of goes without saying, but I should probably mention it just in case. While using the Mimic Helmet, be sure to monitor your health, because even if you've got this whole Dark Wraith thing down to a science like I do, you'll still be losing health in the process. Thanks to its curse effects. I guess curse is probably not a good word because that technically means something else. But you know, due to its innate evil properties, let's call it. So, you know, you could probably survive the course of its circuit if you're fast enough, but that leaves you with no insurance in case something does go wrong with a Dark Wraith, or if the regular Wraiths do actually get a chance to bop you, and that kind of stuff. So, um, looks like I'm typically drinking around the same time that I would be applying my Transient Curse. So, you might want to set yourself up with that as kind of a rule of thumb. You know, if nothing else, try to remember to drink at that point. But I would say, you know, you're going to have 5 flasks, and if you offer up a humanity to kindle that thing, you could have 10 flasks. So, you know, just watch your health bar and drink, you know, to whatever your comfort level is. No, interesting. Looks like I failed to cut out one of my AFK sessions. Um, that's that's one of my 2 metrics of knowing when I was AFK, just leaving the menu sitting there without actually doing anything with it, and then eventually just closing it out. Um, the other metric I have is just staying at the bonfire, you know, so basically just, you know, rest at a bonfire and not interact with any of the buttons. But yeah, not sure why that was not cut out. And sadly, even though the last video of this cohort is going to be extremely short, I don't think going back and actually cutting it is going to make the difference in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to just leave it as is. So actually it looks like we're pretty much done at this point. Because I'm running out of fast-forwarded content, which implies that we've got all the chunks that we need, and we'll be moving on probably to the catacombs. Yeah, Firelink would be our way to the catacombs. And so there we go. I think I'm going to go through a selling session, which of course doesn't really mean too much at this point. I guess I just like keeping this area clean. And you gotta watch out, because I think I ended up selling a couple things that I probably shouldn't have sold. Like the Havel stuff, even though it makes you super fat rolly and whatnot, there is a time and a place for it sometimes. Like NG plus 4 Kings, we were having so many struggles with that we ended up having me put that on just so I can take 1 extra hit before dying. So that ended up helping a lot. It made me survive long enough to actually drink my Erlenmeyer. Alright, so we are going to skip most of the catacombs. And this is going to be great. First we're going to kill this necromancer because he's kind of in our way. And of course we are looking out for necromancers dropping those skull lanterns, because we can trade them for a fog ring, which is a very nice ring, a ring that I'm very much used to having, but I've been playing this entire run without it, and it's kind of caused problems because I'm used to there being one aggro radius, but we're in an entirely different aggro radius this time. And so generally what we're doing right now is we are trying to make the skeletons trick themselves into jumping off the cliff. Sometimes that won't work, as you saw there. And then we also got to watch out because there is an invisible wall that's going to prevent us from hitting that one. And so we have to move. I decided to try to hit him in the knee instead of moving, but that didn't work either. And so there we go. Now we're hitting his vicinity. And so that did not give experience, which means he's tied to a necromancer that we have not killed. Because the deal with these guys is they will perpetually respawn and never give you experience, unless you've killed the necromancer that is giving them this boon. So right now I am looking for my drop points. We certainly need a lot of health to do this. So if you've been behind on your vitality improvements, look at how much this damages me and see if it's possible for you. Oh, actually that wasn't too damaging at all. You might even be able to survive that with starting health. But now we have to be extremely careful because we are now in territory where we haven't killed the necromancer, so any skeleton that chases after us is going to be problematic. Although, moving forward, the skeletons ahead are going to be tied to a necromancer that we are going to kill, so that is going to be good. But the ones we'd be running from at this point, or when we first dropped down, those guys would be a problem. Now watch out because the floors do crumble. I'll be actually showing you that later on because we're going to want to go there to get to a cheese point. But first we want to kill this guy. Once we kill him, these guys are killable for real. Or at least the ones in this segment here. There's probably like 7 necromancers in total. We killed one in a couple cohorts ago when we first were going to come to the catacombs and then decided against it for whatever reason. I forget what the reason was, but it seemed like a good reason at the time. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I tend to be much better at one at a time than multiples, especially when they have shields. Things with shields tend to cause problems for me when there's more than one of them. And then this guy's weirding out. He keeps falling down, wanting to fight me, and then he decides to go up. He's gonna make up his bloody mind. Well, guess he chose death. So yeah, I'm gonna climb up and go through that that thing that collapses, but that's it for this video. I'll see you next video. Good luck, have fun.